Hello students, today I will discuss with you the third P of marketing mix, one of the element of the marketing mix, that is place. Before I start with the discussion in depth, let me share with you certain vocabularies which are often being used with the marketing people, which is interchangeably used in various books or articles you read. Like we call place as the third P. Along with that, we also name it as a marketing channel. We also call it channel of distribution or distribution system or only distribution or channel. So these are the certain vocabs which are frequently used for this. Now I will explain you what is distribution channel. As we know that let me take an example. Suppose your mom is good in making a cake and you thought that I will provide that cake to the other customers or to your neighbors, relatives or friends. So what you did, you asked your mom to make at least 10 units of cakes. You took the cake and sell it to the other customers or the people nearby who are interested to buy that. So what you did, your mom acted as a producer or a manufacturer and you act as an intermediary or a distributor or a wholesaler or a retailer or an agent. These are the various intermediaries which are the part of channel members. So, and the person who buy the cake from you, that is the customer or the consumer. So this is what the distribution channel is. This is how we can understand this definition now, that it is a set of interdependent organizations, that is intermediaries, involved in the process of making a product or a service available for use or consumption by the consumer or the business users. Why? Because it is interdependent organization, because as a distributor or as a channel member, you are dependent on the producer also as well as on the consumer also. So all the three people are interdependent on each other. That is, this entire process involves. So we saw that all the three members of the channel, that is producer, intermediary or the distributor and the consumer, are interdependent on each other. Now when we talk about the channel decision making, then we say that it is most important decision that management faces and we directly affect each other marketing decision. Why we used to say this? Because the channel decision is the decision which facilitates the producer to provide the right product at the right time in the right quantity to the right at the right place. That is why the channel decision is a very crucial decision, and this P of the marketing mix plays a very significant role in having an effective marketing mix system. Now I will now why are the marketing intermediaries used? What is the use of having the marketing intermediaries? That is, first thing we say that it has a greater efficiency in making goods available to the target market. How it is efficient in making the goods available to the target market? Because this helps out to, let's say, when you had so when we say that they have a greater efficiency in making goods available to target markets, we mean to say that these channel members are very good in making the relationship, building the relationship with the suppliers, that the producer, as well as with the customer or the retailers who are down below the line. So that is why they play a significant role. Other important function that they play, that is the contact efficiency. Now I will explain you how the contact efficiency is improved if the producer uses the intermediary in between. Let's say you took the cake of your mom and you personally visited to 10 of the customer or even 20 of the people, relatives or friends, to sell that cake, and of which the 10 have bought. So you have number of contacts or the transactions more. But if you have given that cake to the bakery people or somewhere, say in your institute canteen, so you have had only one single contact, and that contact, that person, the retailer, will be distributing the cake to the other customers, because the customers used to visit at his place and he very well understood what is the requirement of the each and every customer. So this is how the contact efficiency can be improved. Let me take another example for the same. You can see here at the board that we have 4 companies like Sony, Samsung, LG and Panasonic. Now, if Sony individually pursue to the customer, so it has to visit to 4 different customers or 5 customers. Then same way Samsung has also to interact with all the 5 customers. Same way LG has to do. That means without an intermediary, total number of transactions will be 4 into 5. 4 brands into 5 customers say, then it comes 20 transactions. But if we go with the intermediary, let's say Chroma. Now you may see if Chroma is there, then 4 brands like Sony, Samsung, LG and Panasonic will pitch to the Chroma. They will provide their products to the Chroma, and from Chroma the various customers will come and pick the product. That means number of contacts for the company becomes how many? That is 4 plus 5, that is only 9 transactions. So this is how the contact efficiency is improved. Further, intermediaries are more experienced as compared to other. Same way, like if you are individually selling your mom's homemade cake to the customer, you may have a challenge. You may not able to understand what exactly the customer is looking for. But as a canteen people, he knows what is the taste of the customer and which customer to be targeted and the cake is to be pushed on. So experience matter a lot. They are specialized in handling the kind of inventory. They know how to store the cake, where to keep it for 2-3 days and 4 days. They are specialized in their work and division of labor is there. And this overall increases the scale of operation. That is why intermediaries are required. Like you can say that we know the many e-commerce portals or internet nowadays plays a very good role of an intermediary. We have many e-commerce portals like we have Amazon, Flipkart or Snapdeal. So what the people are doing, like the producers are putting their product on these web portals and customers are buying through this, and because the contact efficiency is improved. But like Shoppers Stop, now let's see if there are no intermediaries, then how much difficult it is for the customer to buy the product. Suppose you want to buy the product from Shoppers Stop, you have to download the app of Shoppers Stop. If you want to buy some Peter England goods, then you have to download the app for the Peter England. If you want to buy the footwears, you have to download the app of Bata or Woodland or Liberty, whichever brand you prefer. So your mobile would be completely filled up with the apps, and this will make the customer irritating also. And it will be only specific for a particular brand. They have a lesser choice. But when they go with the e-commerce portal or something, they are having various choices and they are very easily able to get that. Plus, it helps to match the supply and demand. Intermediaries helps in fulfilling the supply and demand because they are in direct contacts with the downline retailers or the customers, and they come to know exactly what the market demand is, so how much production is to be given. Like if we take an example of Mother Dairy. So Mother Dairy vendor, the booth which is there in your vicinity, suppose that every day take the list of how much inventory and give the projection for the next day, that okay, tomorrow if there is some festival like say Shivratri is there, so he knows that definitely there will be the hike in the sale of the milk product. So and most preferably people will buy the toned or double toned milk, so he will put the order for those quantity of milk more as compared to the other quantity and as compared to the previous day's quantity. So this helps the producer also to understand what is exactly the demand for a particular area and accordingly supply the product. Now the topic is distribution channel functions. The channel functions, these are listed here like information, promotion, contact, matching, negotiation, physical distribution, financing, risk taking. In majority the functions are this only, but for your ease we can classify these functions into 3 broad categories. The one is the transactional function. Transactional functions includes contacting and promoting, negotiating and risk taking. Contacting and promoting says that you have to contact with the various channel members and the customers and promote the product, means push the product into the market through various modes. Then you will be involved in the negotiation also. The channel members means that they have to negotiate that when to deliver, how to be delivered it, right? Who will be responsible for delivering? Transportation will be owned by whom? All these are the part of negotiation. Risk taking is the risk of holding the inventory that is involved. Then another function of the channel is the logistical functions. Logistical function includes physical distribution of the goods, that how physically the goods will be distributed. Sorting is to be done and storing is to be done. So storing and sorting is done. Storing, we all know that putting the goods in a certain form in whatever environment, and it is required especially for the perishable goods. The environment, the place of environment for storage is looked. So storage cells and everything is to be considered. Then sorting is like when the heterogeneous bulk of product is sorted into the homogeneous bulk of product, and those homogeneous bulk is then further broken down to the packaged, which is or assortments, which is way more considerable for the customers to buy. So these are the main distribution channel functions which you can go through, and for any doubt you can come to me back, you can text me here and let me know, and I will handle the query whichever you are putting it up. Thank you for today. There is one more function, that is the facilitating function. Facilitating function says that it includes two types of main function, that is researching and the financing. Researching says that you as an intermediary, it helps us to gather the information from the various channel members and the consumers or the customers who are availing that product, and helps the producer to get the feedback for any further improvement and in the product or the services which he is or she is offering. Then we had another facilitating function, that is the financing. Financing also helps us that what are the various financing services or the facilities which is being provided, that is which is being provided to facilitate the flow of goods through the producer to the customer. Suppose if you remember, during the days of demonetization, it happened that we used to look for the retailers who are having the Paytm facilities, because we are not able to go with the cash transactions. So even the vegetable vendors, the grocery stores, the small kirana shops who are having the Paytm facilities, they were the privileged one, and at that moment gradually each and every retailer has been forced to take that vending machine, the card scanner, the digital scanner, sorry, not the vending machine, the digital scanner, to have the card transactions, or they have to come up with the Paytm so that they may not lose the customers. So this is how the different channel functions of the distribution network works, and all the functions are very, very essential.